didn't know that your wife
Did
got
this.
urinated on and then found this out in court.
It's a lot.
Could you handle that?
But let me tell you, not only because he had left, he was in the back of the court and then he went, I think they took up to like a back room, but the girl, you know, all the Diddy kids are there, right? So his daughters are there. I was sitting behind them. It was awkward for me to watch them have to listen to all of this. After he started, the male Esther started getting into a lot of the masturbation and stuff, they got up and left.
Who told him to leave? Did Diddy say leave or?
No, Diddy didn't tell them to leave. I don't know if there was a conversation or not. I looked up from writing and I saw them get up. So I don't know, but I know that they were like checking on each other throughout. I saw them ask like Christian at one point, like, you okay? Cause
it was supposed to be just another day in court, another step in a long, painful trial. But no one expected what happened next, not even Sean Diddy Combs himself. Because when the prosecution played the footage, when the lights dimmed and the screen lit up with the horrifying truth, not only did the courtroom fall silent, but something much deeper broke. Diddy's daughters, who had stood by his side for weeks, stood up in the middle of the courtroom, and they walked out.
No wonder Diddy's daughters stormed out of court after what they just heard. Graphic testimony revealed disturbing details about their father. Allegations of what he did left them in shock. Their mother, Kim Porter, died mysteriously at 47. Now questions resurface. Now people are asking, what do they really know?
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And you want to know what they all had in common, though? They were all writing tell-all books.
Not quietly, not calmly, but in tears, in shock, in disbelief. One of them reportedly screamed, "I can't watch this." Another pushed past reporters with shaking hands. And just like that, the family that had once defended Diddy was gone. But what did they see that made them walk out? What footage could be so disturbing that his own daughters, his flesh and blood, couldn't bear to watch a second longer? The answer lies in what the prosecution played that day. A 14-minute video recorded inside one of Diddy's private estates, footage long buried, long hidden, finally uncovered by federal investigators through a confidential whistleblower. And what it showed left the entire courtroom stunned. The video begins innocently enough, music, drinks, celebrities laughing, but just minutes in, everything changes. The camera captures a hallway dimly lit in pulsing red lights. Radio chatter hums in the background. Staff in black polos begin ushering young guests down the hallway toward a closed wing. Then Diddy appears. Cool, collected, smiling, but his demeanor shifts as he speaks into a radio. Heartbeat reset, VIP wing now. The doors open, the lights dim, and the truth begins. Staff start clearing guests from surrounding areas, curtains are drawn, music softens. And from the hallway, one camera, believed to be a handheld device hidden by a staffer, catches it all. The escorting of young guests into private rooms, the coded language, the eerie synchronization of staff movements, and most horrifying of all, the look on those guests' faces. They're not smiling, they're not celebrating, they look scared, confused, vulnerable. As the footage played, Diddy sat stone-faced, trying not to react. His attorneys whispered nervously, and then his daughters began to cry. It was his youngest who stood up first. Her hands covered her face, her body shaking. She whispered, "That's not him. That's not my dad." Her sisters followed. Courtroom security moved to escort them out, but they didn't need help. They knew the way, the same way they had walked in weeks earlier, holding his hand. Now they stormed out alone. Reporters outside the courtroom captured the scene. Diddy's daughters covering their faces, refusing to answer questions, refusing to look back. Inside the courtroom, the prosecution paused the video. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury," the lead prosecutor said, You've just seen the truth. You've seen the real man behind the sunglasses, the press conferences, and the platinum records. And now, even his daughters can't bear to look at him. Silence. Diddy didn't move. The rest of the footage continued. At one point, the audio picks up a whispered exchange between Diddy and a staffer. Make sure they don't bring their phones. We took them all. Good. Tonight's gotta go smooth. Then a guest asks to leave. Can I call my driver? No calls until the cycle ends, Diddy replies. The phrase cycle appears multiple times throughout the footage. Legal analysts say it refers to the guest wing refresh system described by multiple former staffers, rotations involving closed doors, linen changes, and red lighting. It's not entertainment, it's programming. The video is time-stamped. It matches known guest lists. It syncs with router logs and linen delivery invoices. There's no denying it. No way to call it fake. This is real. And Diddy's daughters saw it all, or at least enough. One courtroom source says the moment that triggered the walkout was when a female guest, clearly distressed, asks a staffer why she's being told to enter a room alone. The staffer says, "You're with the boss tonight." She tries to resist, but the footage cuts. That moment broke the courtroom. Several jurors reportedly looked away. 2 court officers turned off their body cams, and Diddy's daughters left in tears. They had tried to believe in their father, but now the illusion was shattered. In the aftermath, Diddy's legal team scrambled to do damage control. They issued a statement claiming the footage was taken out of context, that it does not represent Mr. Combs' intent. But the court didn't care, the jury didn't care, and the public definitely didn't care, because if even your own daughters can't sit through the footage, what else needs to be said? The media pounced, headlines exploded. Diddy's daughters walk out during trial bombshell. The family abandons Diddy as party footage revealed. I know even outside the courthouse, protesters gathered. Survivors of similar abuse stood holding signs. Some carried photos of Aaron Carter. Others held signs that read, believe the footage. Inside the court, things only got worse for Diddy. Witnesses were called to explain the logistics of the night scene in the footage. A former lighting technician testified that the red light hallway was designed specifically to guide guests to the quiet wing. Another staffer broke down in tears as they explained how VIP resets worked. Guests were rotated in and out of private suites while phones were held in lock boxes. And yet for years, none of this ever made headlines. Why? Because people were too afraid, but not anymore. The footage ripped the mask off everything, and now even those who once stood beside Diddy are walking away. His daughters haven't returned to court. His mother, once seated proudly in the gallery, has gone silent. His closest friends, Usher, Jay-Z, Meek Mill, haven't said a word. And Diddy, he's alone for the first time. Because no matter how expensive the suits, how smooth the interviews, or how polished the press releases, the truth has a way of crashing through. And this time it came with a timestamp, a hallway camera, and 3 broken daughters walking out of a courtroom with nothing left to believe in.